I wanted her to stay home and be a housewife like my mother was. Take care of the kids, take care of the house, take care of me when I came home. Let me go out and bring the bacon home. You know, I was going out and catch and feed and bring home all the bacon, and Gail would be home waiting for me with my slippers and my gown and my food. That never worked.
I've been told the whole, you're a provider, you're the king of the house, what you say goes, so you set the pace in the household.
I really want to know who this person is.
Oh, yeah, I gotta always do it with that kind of my man, I gotta get through this character. But no, I think that was the thing of, my father was an amazing husband, I think, and he was a person who was there for my mother and everything. My mother wasn't a driver. He would pick her up. He would take her to everything, and he did the same thing for his kids. He opened the door. He was that kind of guy. He was very chivalrous, and so the only thing I was really battling with was just being able to make sure that my wife had all the necessities in life, and that she wasn't wanting for anything.
He has provided and has done this particular sole job of the movie business and the entertainment industry, and that's been able to totally take care of our family. And I work too. I love to cook.
Yeah, great cook. See, and I'm not going to mess that up.
So my relaxation is coming home, getting a glass of wine, and cooking. So, he's very complimentary with that. So my role, I love doing that. I love washing clothes. I love all that kind of stuff.
Did you all have expectations coming into marriage, either from your parents or what you saw or didn't see, but what were your expectations of marriage, and what did your marriage actually look like for you individually?
You want me to start? I didn't think so.
I was expecting to be very conservative. My mother had told me to interview women who married doctors before I got married, so I'd have an idea what my life would be like. And so I interviewed 3 or 4 women who were her friends, and all of them were alone when I interviewed them. It was at night. Their kids were in bed, and they were alone in these big houses with big cars outside. And I clearly got the message that they were lonely, that this was a lonely life. They had a lot of things, but the relationships were not there. And I was very worried. I knew that wasn't what I wanted at all. But I got the sense that I needed to be conservative in the sense that I needed to cook and I needed to know how to take care of a house and my children. Well, I had my eyes on, being a professional woman, but my mother was a professional woman, so I figured I could do what she did. She worked, she cooked breakfast and dinner before she took us to school. So she was an amazing role model. And I knew I had to work really, really hard. So I was ready for that. But that role model did not work for me, actually, as a married woman. I was bored by the cooking. It was something my mother did. I didn't want to do it. And I knew that I didn't want to gain a lot of weight. So I knew the less I smelled and saw, the better off I'd be. And we didn't have any money to buy any food anyway. So it was funny. I wasn't a very good cook. I still don't like to cook a lot. I cook more. But that part, I loved being with my kids and my husband. But the model of being a conservative wife was not the one I lived.
Initially, in the beginning, I would get so frustrated with certain things that I would actually compromise my own space and peace and sanity and just be like, it's this shit I'm not picking up anything. We're just going to live in mess and everybody just see how it is. And then what would end up happening is stuff would accumulate on such fast, high levels that it'd be like, wait, you really just don't see this stuff and no one sees this stuff? And I would end up having to pick it up even worse. So it gets to a point where you realize, and I get he's busy, and I get he's not thinking, and I get it. But sometimes, you actually have to be accountable. You know what I mean? So I'll actually make an actual pile of all the things, and what'll happen is he'll actually get to see the stuff, and he'll say, wait, there are receipts in here. There's empty shoeboxes.
It's always something I need in
Here's
the
a
file.
wrapper. Like, and then he'll start saying, well, what am I doing? So now he gets to assess his own mess. You know what I mean? So I like that. That works.
It didn't take long to realize that if I was going to be happy, I needed to be who I was. And I was young to get married. And I think the only way it could work is if he was able to allow me to be who I was and to grow up. So I literally grew up in marriage. And then I became a different person than he met initially. I wasn't insecure. I wasn't so afraid. I knew what I wanted, and he needed to back off and let me control my life. And it wasn't a matter of letting me, really. It was a matter of accepting the fact that I was going to be a very strong person. I was a strong person when he met me. I was just young. And I think that realization was painful because he was more like a big brother and a dad when we married. And I guess I needed that, but I didn't need it long. But that strong, confident, reliant person is the person that attracted me. And he was always that. He just needed to realize the control issue was not working.
You know, we try to become better every day. So it's like you're trying to become better as a man, and there's something you work on. But as a man, I honestly just don't give a shit about cleaning. Only because she wants to clean, am I gonna clean? But as a man, what's really on my mind is other things and things of that nature. But as I'm growing older, like before, it's like, I don't know why she's even telling me about this shit. I just don't even care. It doesn't matter to me anything, but I understand that it's important to her now.
We realized it's a partnership and that you lean onto each other and that she has the same, if not more, capabilities to take care of things as well. It's really being able to balance one another and just listen to one another and not go through this hierarchical kind of relationship where it's like, well, what I say and I pay the bills and who has the money, who takes care of this,
Right.
all that. We never had that. We had to throw that away because that doesn't exist in this marriage. And for us, that is what's worked.
So I had to take off my hat when I came home and learn how to share things. So I don't mind washing dishes. I don't mind sharing the household duties. I don't mind cooking if I have to cook. And that was something new for me. My dad never did that, ever. He'd come home and he'd everything going for him. And I realized that, you know, my happiness was not my dad's happiness. I had to make a new happiness for myself. And with Gail, if I were going to be happy with Gail and we were going to have a long-term relationship, I needed to know how to share and let go and relinquish the control over her. And I did. And it wasn't painful. It was easy. You know, I thought it was going to be painful. I said, I don't want to wash any dishes. I don't even want to take out the garbage. But I did all that, you know. And now I clean up, I wash the dishes. I come home early, I'll cook, you know, if there's food here. So it's a great life.
You know, we have each other's back. And I think that for me was letting go of the old ways
Construct.
and again, being open to.
Yeah, that was what he used to say that when we first met. Like, I just want to be able to provide for my wife.
Because I met that dude who was like, you got to provide for your wife, man.